Hello, friends. Let's recap the Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United 1-1 draw. I'll get started with it right away. My initial thoughts. So that pin, obviously the major talking point. Paul Pogba is great. That's what I'll say. Paul Pogba really knew how to work Eric Dyer in that position, just in that little space right by the goal. He was just dribbling so close to the touchline. It's very, very hard to get the ball in that situation, and I gotta say, it's harsh. I think some refs don't call that a penalty, but some do. And I honestly, do I think it's a pin? I think it's pretty soft, but that could just be my bias speaking, and that's 100% that's just me. I'm a Tottenham fan. I'm wearing fucking Eric Dyer's shirt. So yeah, but let's go on besides that. So let's talk about the starting lineup. So we started with this thing over here. Yes, wait. This is the first time I'm doing this, fellas. There. And so we had Dyer and Dav in the back, which is a major talking point. Also, I did put freaking Hugo over there. That sucks. Anyways, but Dyer and Dav was the major talking point because people were like, where's Toby? Where's Toby? And Mourinho explained it pretty well. He was just like, Dyer's faster than Toby, which is true. I mean, a lot of people think of Dyer as this bumbling 6'3" giant center back who's not great at agility, but he's still better than Toby. And also in a straight line, I think he's pretty underrated in speed. But yeah, honestly, I thought they were superb most of the game. I would say Dav had an 8 out of 10 game. He was really, really good. There were the Marcus Rashford chance at the end comes to mind where he had to close him down rapidly. I mean, that's why he's in the game. I was scared he wasn't going to start, honestly. I thought it was going to be Toby and Dyer, but yeah, I mean, that's okay. Besides that, Eric Dyer also had an absolutely superb game by his standards. If it wasn't for the pin, I would also say 8 out of 10. He was winning aerial battles. He was tackling well. He had a few blocks on shots. The Martial chance comes to mind. Yeah, he was great. I think the main thing I want to say is we defended as a unit, and I'm very, very, very happy about that. Serge also put in a great shift. He was doing his defensive work, and then he got forward when he needed to. Honestly, one of his better games for us too, and Mourinho's been working on getting the best out of Serge, and I thought he had a really nice game today. I would say 7 out of 10. He was really solid, and he provided that. I think he provided the assist for the goal. I'm not 100%, but he also got forward really well and provided some nice chances for us. Davies also had a very tough time ahead of him, but he coped with it pretty well. He was kind of overloaded at the end, which is what caused the penalty in the first place. They kind of wanted to exploit his pace a bit, but he did really well in recovering. Winks did really well in helping him get back to. Honestly, I have to give it up to the defense. They were really, really superb. Hugo, I forgot to mention Hugo. Hugo, that save. Oh my God. Ridiculous. I mean, I slack him off sometimes, but superb shot stopper. Really, really, really nice. We could have been 2 down without that. I'm not going to blame him for the penalty. It's a really nice pin. But yeah, I would say, honestly, 8 out of 10 for Hugo. I'm being generous with the defense because they were great. They really were. I'll revise my Dyer one and say 7 out of 10 because of the pin. Again, I think it's soft. but it's a pin to the ref, and I respect the decision. Davies, I would say a 7 out of 10, pretty solid until the end. He was kind of running out of gas. Winks, also a 7 out of 10. He was really leggy today. He was dropping in defense really well. He was playing some nice passes out of defense. He was really, really good. Sissoko, likewise, he was having a solid game. He didn't do his typical thing where he would pick up the ball and just start running. He was looking for the pass a bit more, which was interesting. It was probably the counterattacking. I don't know. I feel like he should have been running more. That was my main criticism, is that he had a few times where he had space, didn't choose to run and chose to pass, which is strange because running is his strength. Anyways, also had a very solid game defensively. I wanted to see a bit more offensively, 7 out of 10. Eric Lamela, Eric Lamela is a very controversial, I guess, player. I don't know. I thought he was really good. He was just putting his body around and leading the press when he needed to lead the press. Really doing his shithouse tactics, which I loved. And he was good at creating chances. He took a little bit long to create some passes and stuff. But he was dribbling really well, and he had a pretty nice game. I would also say about I keep giving it, but like a 7 out of 10. He was pretty good. He wasn't brilliant, but he was probably our second best attacking player. Bergwijn, obviously, his first half was brilliant. The cross to Son and the amazing De Gea save, that was a great moment from him too. But the goal itself, he just struck that so emphatically that De Gea couldn't keep it out. He should be keeping it out. I'll get that straight. But really nice goal from Bergwijn, and exactly probably what Mourinho had in his head when he was thinking of this game. Then we get to the two main men in our attack. Son was closed down a lot, had to work against Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He had a pretty okay game. Bergwijn, first half, I would say like 9 out of 10. But second half, he kind of faded away. I would say 7 out of 10. I don't know. Sonny, he had to work against Aaron Wan-Bissaka a lot, and he was closed down pretty rapidly. And I don't know. He got the ball out in pretty tight-knit situations and stuff and created some chances. Do I think he has had better games? Of course. From what I expect from him, 6 out of 10 performance from Son. Just wanted to see a bit more movement, probably, and a bit. He just needs to get up to speed again, is really what I'm getting at. Harry Kane, God. As soon as he stepped up to take the free kick, I knew it was going to hit the wall. That's just how it is. But, he was kind of absent today, if we're all honest with ourselves. What can you expect from not playing for 6 months? He was really just out of it. In the second half, he started dropping a bit deeper and playing some passes and stuff, and there were a few very sloppy passes that he played towards the end. He just looked completely knackered. 5 out of 10 for Kane, honestly. You would expect him to turn up in a game like this, but obviously going up against Lindelof and Maguire by yourself, because there was most of the time no one else in the box with him. That's a very hard task, because I do admit those two are pretty solid, especially Maguire in the air. He just couldn't get his head on things, and yeah, he's pretty out of the game, which is unfortunate, but that's what it is. We'll get to the subs. Giovanni Lo Celso did what you expected of him. He came in for Lamella and did the same thing. He was running really, really well, which sounds weird, but like, I just, I expected, I didn't expect him to have that much to give because he was coming off of a knock. And he just picked up the ball and started running and playing passes. And I was like, okay, Gio's back. He's fully back. And I was really, really loving it. And then Jedson. He came on in a weird position. I feel like he was almost playing left wing sometimes, and then he would switch out to the right, which is very weird, and Son and him would interchange. I feel like he would be better on the right. Maybe that's just me. But I mean, he was also just there to run, honestly. Do the work rate that you would expect Lucas Moura to have done had he been in the game. Sadly, he had taken a knock. I feel like actually Lucas Moura would have been superb for this game. I give him a lot of slack, but he would have been great for this game. Let's talk about Mourinho's tactics. So he set up, basically all the analysis of this game was whoever concedes less possession wins. And so Mourinho took that to heart, and he was like, well, I'm a master of this. And so we did that, and we just sat back, and then United looked clueless for most of the game until Pogba came on, of course. And it's the right approach. I think my initial thoughts when the final whistle went was like, oh, God, I wish we gave it a bit more when we were only one goal up, But then we risk conceding, and we did it anyways. So, I don't know. The main thing I will say about Mourinho is that he definitely should have made a change. Winks and Sissoko looked pretty tired. Davies looked pretty tired. I don't know who you would bring on. Maybe you would bring on Sessegnon for Davies because of the pace, and then Sissoko you could maybe bring off and put Ndombele in there because Sissoko had like an okay game, but once we were chasing the goal, you need someone more creative. Sissoko was not pushing into attack as much as we need him to. Yeah, honestly, I'm happy with that game. I'm happy with the result, and I'm happy with the game. The penalty is very, very unlucky. I think it's a deserved draw. If I'm being completely fair, holding my hands up, I think we were better in the first half, and there were parts of the second half where we came alive, but we really weren't in it a lot. I'm just happy my Spurs are back, dude. It's really nice to see them out there. It's really nice to see Harry Kane. Hopefully he turns up for West Ham. Really not a bad showing. You gotta think Champions League is a bit far out of reach, though, don't you? It's not looking great. We really have to win every single game. I'm literally recording this as soon as the game finished, but I want to see what Jose has to say. I think he'll be pleased with that performance, as I am. I think it was genuinely a very solid performance. The main thing I want to take away from this is that all the comments about the working as a defensive unit that Jose was so adamant about when he first came to Spurs and was saying they aren't doing this. That was so apparent tonight. When Serge would push up to cover Luke Shaw, Bergwijn would drop all the way back to cover the overlapping Rashford, and Sissoko would drop into the center to cover anything going into there. It was lovely unison, and it was really, really nice to see. We played well today, but so did United. I have to give it up for Paul Pogba, he was immense. Bruno didn't have like the most amazing game, but obviously the penalty is superb, so I have to give them props. Yeah, I mean, solid game overall. So when Mourinho first came into the team, it was something kind of similar where we were eking out results from, sitting back a bit and then hitting when we could. And it just feels like we're always going to concede when we do sit back. And we looked better today, but it did feel a bit negative, which is what you expect. But I don't know. I think we need to stop sitting back when we go 1-0 down and play some more progressive stuff. But maybe we couldn't in this instance, and he didn't feel we could. And I trust Mourinho there. I'm going to give him a bit more time. I think we were really close to controlling the game and seeing it out, but wasn't meant to be. Anyways, I think those are my thoughts on the game. Really, I've kind of rambled a lot, but I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what I can improve. And obviously, I'll fix freaking Hugo. I feel so bad. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and thank you all so much for watching.